What is up, Dokkan player? Welcome back to the channel. It is your boy Blaze, and today we are back with another Dokkan battle video. And today, before we start the video, of course, hopefully you guys are having a very good day today. And today we have a very interesting video today. Today we are going to rank here the mono leads only for the EZA. So as you guys know, there's going to be 10 leaders. But as of right now on Dokkan, we only have here 9 because Super Saiyan 3 Goku does not have his EZA yet. Which I do believe is going to be coming out for the worldwide celebration. So today we're only going to be ranking the 9 out of 10 leaders for EZAs here. Now, one note I do want to point out here that this is just my opinion. So if you guys disagree, feel free to comment down below. Let me know your ranking. And also, number 2, I think that this list is going to be based on your playstyle of the game here. So we have here 9 leaders. We have your Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, Super 17. We have your Super Saiyan 3 Broly. We have here Super Gogeta, Kid Buu, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and then we have Super Janumba, then we have Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, and also on the JP version we have here the Final Form Cooler. So, first things first, we are going to start off with the worst one, or I guess number 9 here. But I would definitely say is the worst one. I think most people would agree as well. Super Saiyan 3 Broly. Now, they did my boy so dirty. Oh, he's definitely one of he's actually definitely the worst leader. When it comes to the monotypes here, just because his passive is just not that impressive, right? So his super attack is going to be cause immense damage to the enemy and massively lower defense. Again, massively lower defense isn't that huge of a deal, but you know, it is what it is. His passive is going to be attack and defense 120, which is actually pretty good here, but when we continue down the stretch with his passive, it actually gets not that impressive. So he does get additional attack plus 12% plus defense minus 6% per key sphere obtained. Medium chance of launching additional super attack with 3 or more key spheres obtained here. Now this is 3 tech key spheres, not any key spheres, 3 tech key spheres. Now this right here, I don't know why they left this in, because originally from his first passive, before his Extreme Z Awakening, it was defense minus 10%, which really didn't make any much sense here. So this character was a glass cannon and is still a glass cannon to this day here. On top of that, he does only get a medium chance to do additional super if he had only 3 or more tech key spheres. Not any key spheres, it has to be tech key spheres, which again isn't really that great. I mean, right now he's getting defense by 6%, which is a huge difference, but I mean, still lowering defense is not something you want to have here, especially in today's meta for Dokkan, where defense is actually very important. So Broly here, again, his links are pretty okay. He has Saiyan lineage, he has Berserker. Berserker is a terrible link. Prepare for battle, Super Saiyan, Nightmare, Limit Breaking Form, and Fierce Battle. Now, I would say his link zero isn't the worst, but I would say here that Berserker is definitely one of the worst ones to have for sure, because Berserker, you're almost not really going to see him use it here. And also his category. His categories are just really bad. So he's on Super Saiyan 3, Pure Saiyans, and Crossover. Now, all 3 of these categories are actually pretty strong, but I feel like Broly in this category, or any of these categories, is definitely replaceable, just because, again, that lowering that defense by 6% just doesn't make any sense here. I mean, his secondary passive, where he does get a medium chance to do a super attack, I would probably say it would be much better if it was just any type of key spheres, but the fact that it has to be tech key spheres, really, it just doesn't make any sense here. I feel like Broly is probably going to be like the sacrificial lamb when it comes to the other EZAs, just because we can kind of appreciate them, but Broly definitely didn't get the love that he deserved here. And what's actually pretty bad is that for some reason, Broly in this game here, is actually, you know, not a very good tank in the game here. Only the recent Brolys are pretty good, but this Broly right here, like, I don't know in what universe Broly is not very tanky, but they did my boy so dirty. Like, he's just like, I would even say here that even banner units are better than the Super Saiyan Broly. Like Garlic Jr. Like, Garlic Jr. hands down is just better than Broly. Like, if Garlic Jr. was a tech type unit, like, this Broly just has no place in Extreme Tech, because when it comes to Extreme Tech definitely needs a lot of help, and this character being the leader for Extreme Tech, being 130 across the board and key plus 3, really doesn't fit very well, because again, he just isn't built like the other EZAs here. And also on top of that, lower defense just to me just doesn't make any sense. In long events, he's not very good. In short events, he's not very well. In short events, he's okay if you are using items, but again, like, if you take this character into the newest event on Global and also on JP, which is the legendary GT Goku event, he's gonna get clapped up. In the God event, he's definitely get clapped up as well. In Extreme Tech Super Battle, he just gets destroyed. So really, this Super Saiyan 3 Broly having an EZA really didn't have any impact for Extreme Tech, just because he's just not that great in my opinion. So because of this, I definitely have here Broly as number 9 in the list here at last place because Broly just isn't that great here. Now moving on to number 8 here. This was actually pretty difficult. So after Broly was like, we put up number 9, the other units in terms of ranking actually was a little bit difficult here. Just because it all depends on your playstyle here. So for number 8, I do have your Kid Buu. Now Kid Buu is a fantastic unit. He's very good. With his Extreme Z Awakening on his super attack, he does raise attack and defense for 1 turn, cause immense damage to the enemy, and recovers 12% HP. Now this is really good. Recovering HP is a very underrated, I would say, skill to have here, especially when you are doing the long events. His passive also is going to be attack plus 100%, plus additional attack and defense plus 70% when HP is 30% or more, which is really, really good. And then he has Majin Power category Extreme Class Allies Ki plus 1 when HP is 50% or more. Extreme Class Allies Ki plus 1 when HP is 70% or more. So this Majin Buu, this Kid Buu here is actually very powerful, very consistent, especially on a full Majin Power Majin Buu team here. He's very good in long events. He has very good defense. It's usually around 165, 180k of defense. But again, he also is recovering 12% of HP after he super attacks, which is really good. And on top of that, he hits very hard here as well. He hits around like probably 6.5 million. So really, this Majin is very, very good. Now, the reason why I do put him at number 7, or sorry, number 8 here in this case, is because considering that his category, he has Resurrected Warriors, Majin Buu, Transformation Boost, Artificial Life Form, Majin Power, Planetary Destruction, and Warriors of Legend. This Majin Buu, really, he's only really meant to be run on a Majin Power team, basically, because his links, which are still very, very good, it really does kind of limit him to be only kind of run on a Majin team, because that's where he's being much more efficient here. So his links are going to be the Majin. He has Brutal Beatdown, he has more than meets the eye, he has Big Bad Bosses, Infinite Regeneration, the Wall Standing Tall, and Fierce Battle. Now, because of his passive, Kid Buu is not going to really struggle to super attack in any other categories, but let's say Planetary Destruction, you definitely want to put him up with another Majin because he doesn't get that extra attack and defense with the other links here, which does make him very, very powerful, right? Majin, if you guys know, at level 10 links here is Ki plus 2, attack and defense plus 15%. Big Bad Boss is a very good skill here. Infinite Regeneration, Ki plus 2, recovers 3% of HP and defense plus 10% at level 10. Level 10 link here. The Wall Standing Tall, really, really strong here. Attack plus 20% at level 10 links here. So I would say that even though this Kid Buu is very good overall, I would still say that I don't really find myself using them, and he's only really good on a Majin Buu team. Because really, you definitely want to have him run with another Majin just because of the link skill. He does provide that extra Ki here, but it's only Ki plus 1, which I would say is not a huge game changer. If there's probably maybe Ki plus 1 attack and defense plus 10% or even 20%, that would be really, really good. But the fact that he's only providing just that 1 Ki sphere really isn't that something that's really groundbreaking in the game of Dokkan here. Now, probably he would be much more efficient with the same name update, but fortunately on the global side, he's just, we got shattered. We don't have it yet here. So for those reasons, I would put Kid Buu at number 8. I mean, he's a fantastic unit. Now, do keep in mind that the list is only at a 9. So if number 8 seems very, very low, it's because the other units, there's only 9 places here. So you do have to consider that. So for that, I would put here Kid Buu at number 8 here. Now for number 7, this is actually very interesting here. Now this character just came out on global, and I am going to put here Gotenks. Now Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks is a fantastic unit here. His 11, 12 Ki, and 9 Ki super, whatever you want to call it here, are all very, very good. His passive is insanely disgusting. So we actually take a look here at his 10 Ki super. He does cause immense damage to the enemy and lowers defense. On his 11 Ki super, he does massively raise attack for 1 turn, causes immense damage to the enemy, and attacks effectively against all types. And then on his 12 Ki super, he does greatly raise attack for 1 turn and causes immense damage to the enemy. So again, his super attack is really, really powerful, very, very strong. And then we have his ridiculous passive here. So his passive is going to be attack and defense plus 150%, plus additional attack plus 70%, and defense plus 30%. And medium chance of evading enemies' attack, including super attack for 7 turns from the start of turn. So this is a very good passive. Now, again, this is where you probably see here where Gotenks, the reason why I put him at number 7 here is because compared to the other units, his defense is going to kind of dip after 7 turns here, and also a chance to evade enemies' attack here. So Gotenks is a fantastic unit here. He hits very, very hard. He's very good for short events like Super Battle. He obviously destroys it. Probably if enjoyable history event as well, depending on how short it's going to be. Gotenks is also going to do a lot of damage here. But the only problem is that the 7 turns here. So if you actually take this character into the legendary GT Goku event, this is where you kind of see his armor kind of dip here. Just because also in the legendary GT Goku event, once you get to the last stage, you're not able to dodge here. And also, Gotenks is going to lose that defense minus 30%. So Gotenks is very weak to long events here. But overall, he's a fantastic unit here. His link skill is going to be Super Saiyan, Fuse Fighters, Over the Flash, Limit Breaking Form, The Innocence, Budding Warrior, and Fierce Battle. His link skill, I would say, is okay. It's not really the greatest, but still a very good link skill. But what really takes his character really beyond is going to be the categories. So he's going to be on a lot of categories. Right now, Gotenks is on Fusions, Hybrid Saiyans, Majin Buu, Super Saiyan 3, Youth, Final Trump Card, Special Pose, Rapid Growth, Saviors, Connected Hope, Gifted Warriors, and Heavenly Events. This Gotenks is on a lot of teams here. And the fact that he gets a huge power creep on his 11 key super, which is actually very easy to get if you actually consider that you don't want him to give his 12 key super. And he's also going to be super effective against all types. Gotenks is a monster. He's very, very good. But again, his only weakness, I would say, compared to the other EZAs after him, is definitely going to be his defense in long events here. So for that reason, I do put him in spot number 7. But Gotenks is a monster. You do not sleep on this character. He's very, very good. I have seen some people do the legendary GT Goku event with this Goku for the Connected Hope category mission, which you definitely could do. But I mean, there's just so many other better units in my opinion compared to the physical one here. So Gotenks is very good, but for me, I would definitely put him here at number 7. Now at number 6, this was actually pretty difficult of who I was going to consider for number 6. But overall, when I did think about my playstyle in the game of Dokkan, I do think here number 6 is going to be Janumba. Now, the reason why I put Janumba here at number 6 is really it's only because of one reason here, is because of his category. His category is only on 3 categories. Technically, you can even say movie bosses and transformation moves are the same category for Janumba because his best linking partners are on both teams here. So really, I would say here that's his biggest weakness, but Janumba is fantastic. I would definitely say he's underrated because I also do underrate him, but he's still a very monster character, right? So if we actually look at his super attack, it's going to be cause immense damage to the enemy and again lower defense. His passive is going to be attack and defense plus 100%. Guard against all attacks, medium chance of evading enemies attack here, including super attacks. Chance of evading enemies attack, including super attacks, plus 10% within the same turn, with each attack invaded, including super attacks. So Janumba is actually very interesting. But I would say here, he is going to be here at number 6. And the reason why I can, again, is because of his category. Like, this Janumba is a very hype unit here, but the fact that they only give him only 3 categories definitely hurts his character here. In terms of his link skill, it's very, very good. He has big bad bosses. He has shocking speed. He has Metamorphosis, Brutal Beatdown, Nightmare, Fear and Fate, and Fierce Battle. Now, considering all these links that he has here, Janumba actually doesn't hit that hard here. His best rotation is going to make him hit for around 4.7 or even 4.9 million attack stat, which again isn't that high compared to the other units. But he does have the guard ability, which is very, very good. But again, when you compare it to the other unit that's going to be after him, guard ability, you know, it can only take you so far. If just the Janumba was actually able to stack up his attack and defense for each dodge that he did have here, then we would be talking. But again, guard ability, as you guys know, in Extreme Super Bad Road or even in the Legendary GT Goku event, doesn't mean that you are invincible. So for that reason, I do have this character at number 6. But if you do have him number 5, I can definitely understand here. So moving on to number 5 here, I would say here number 5 is easily going to be here Super 17. Now, I did have here number 5 as Janumba, then I had Super 17, but when I actually look at it, Super 17 is actually much better than Janumba in my opinion, right? So Super 17 is a fantastic unit here. He's only going to get better with time because, as you guys know, GT is being kind of pushed here for the 7th anniversary, which I do believe is going to be. So GT bosses is going to be looking much, much better here. So Super 17, as you guys know, his EZA, his super attack is going to be greatly raised attack and defense for 1 turn, cause immense damage to the enemy, and greatly lower defense. Now, so far, most of these units that are super attack, we do lower defense for some reason, which I don't really understand because in the game of Dokkan, you really don't see that much impact when you lower defense here, but it is what it is. His passive is going to reduce damage by 40% at the start of turn. Ki plus 1 up to Ki plus 3, attack plus 30% up to 150, and additional damage reduction up to, of 6% up to 30 with each attack received. So again, this character is very consistent, very good, and also he does provide that target Goku category allies chance of reporting a critical hit plus 17%. So I would say here, Super 17 is definitely much better compared to Janumba in my opinion, just because he's much more consistent. Now you can actually even activate his full passive here within turn 1, like for example Super Battle, because if you have 5 attacks in the first spot and you put Super 17, he is going to absorb all that damage. And on top of that, he does raise defense, which is a 50% chance because it's a greatly raised attack here. So after he super attacks, this Super 17 obviously is going to be very good. So Super 17 is going to be very good in short events, and obviously in long events, he's going to be very good. So Super 17, I would say, is better than Janumba. Now, even at their best, on their best rotation for both Janumba and 17, Super 17 is going to have the higher attack stat and is also going to have the better defense. Now, again, there's a huge difference between damage reduction and guard ability. And when it comes to the both of them, damage reduction is much more better compared to guard ability. So having Super 17 have a 70% damage reduction and also greatly raised defense is actually very good. His links are a bit wonky. Unfortunately, he decided not to give him big bad bosses. He does have your Android Assault, Fear and Fate, Fuse Fighters, Nightmare, GT, Shocking Speed, and Fierce Battle. Now, if they took out Fuse Fighters, because you're never going to activate it this year, and replace it with big bad bosses, it would have been much better for Super 17. In terms of his categories, he does have here Androids, Artificial Life Form, Target Goku, Inhuman Deeds, Power Absorption, and GT bosses. Now, in all the events here that you bring Super 17, he is going to dominate. His categories are actually very good, especially GT bosses. Now, GT bosses is kind of wonky right now, but again, it will only get better with time here. So this will make Super 17 a very viable unit here. So again, for number 5, I have here Super 17. Alright, so now we are reaching to the top 4 in Dokkan. So this is where things got very tricky. Really, I probably would maybe change this list here, but right now I'm going to stick with my list because I feel like my type of play style definitely again is going to make what the list is going to look like here. So for number 4, this was actually very difficult, but I really had to think about this, and maybe I might be wrong for this. I can definitely see myself being wrong for this, but I think I am going to put here Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. Now I know this seems ludicrous because his EZ is like off the chart here. Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta is very good. His super attack, he does greatly raise defense for 1 turn, cause immense damage to the enemy, and greatly lower defense. And also does raise attack by 30% for 6 turns here. So Vegeta is a very good unit. Like hands down, he's very dominant in any mode that you put him here. He also does here on his passive attack plus 150, defense 120, plus additional attack plus 40% when performing a super attack. And he also has a medium chance of invading enemy super attack and countering with tremendous power. Again, Vegeta is very good all around, short events, long events. His link skill is very good. He has your Super Saiyan, Saiyan Roar, Prepare for Battle, Shocking Speed, Saiyan Pride, GT, Fierce Battle. And he's also on some very good categories here, as you guys can see here. Now, the reason why I do put him at number 5 is because, unfortunately, unlike Goku, they actually make Goku much better compared to Vegeta, in my opinion. But also is that he doesn't really do anything extra, right? He's like kind of boring in a sense here, but like Vegeta is really good. And I think one of his like kind of a limitation in a sense here is that his best linking partner is going to be a Super Saiyan 4 Goku, where they share 6 out of 7 links, which is going to be very important. I would say one of his most important link skill is going to be Saiyan Roar, which you can really only activate with a you could activate with a Tech Gogeta if you want to, but I mean not a lot of people do run them here. But I would say Super Saiyan 4 Goku is definitely be one of his best linking partners here. Now again, this was again you could put him as number 3, but again Vegeta overall, I don't know what's going on here. Vegeta overall is a very good unit. It's just that when it comes to long events, I think what really actually put it over the top is going to be the legendary GT Goku event. Now, in that event here, he's going to be very dominant, but when it comes to the last stage here, you do kind of have to hide him because he is going to be type disadvantage. But really, you can definitely put this character as number 3, but overall, because we don't have another great looking partner besides Super Saiyan 4 Goku here, Vegeta I would say would be number 4 again, because again He has very good defense, but his defense, it's nowhere near Goku's. His attack side is very good for sure, but I mean, Goku also overpowers that. So really, like, I don't know. They could have made Vegeta much better, but the fact that they made Goku way better is just, very troublesome. But it is what it is. But really, once I go to my next explanation for the card that's number 3, I do have your Vegeta as number 4. Again, it was very hard to put him at number 4. Like, I felt very wrong to put him number 4, but I just had to, just because, I mean, Vegeta is very good, but really he's also kind of boring in a sense here compared to the other unit here. Alright, so now we are going to move here to number 3. So number 3 here, if you guys haven't figured out yet, I do have here the Int Gogeta. Now, Int Gogeta, in my opinion, is going to be much better than than Vegeta here. The reason why is because, number 1, as you guys know, he's going to be super effective against all types. So really, there's no enemy that can probably dominate this character unless you are a physical unit. But again, Gogeta is just really good here. So his super attack is going to be raised defense for 1 turn, causing immense damage to the enemy, and lower attack and defense, right? His passive is me attacks affecting all types, attack and defense 120, me a chance of invading enemies attack, including super attack with 1 or more rainbow key spheres, plus additional attack plus 40% with 2 or more rainbow key spheres, and then with 3 or more key spheres, he has a high chance of critting here. So this Gogeta, I would say, what really takes him over the board over Vegeta is that he has much more better linking partners compared to Vegeta. And also on top of that, he does have this 30% chance to dodge. Now, this 30% chance to dodge is actually very easy to activate. I would say probably 90% of the times you use this character, you are gonna get that 30% chance to dodge. Because again, it also does include normal attacks and super attacks. So really, that's the one thing that does take over Vegeta, is that he is able to dodge both normal and super attacks. And on top of that, also what actually kind of put this character above Vegeta, in my opinion, is going to be here the legendary GT Goku event. Now, I am considering all the events in Dokkan, and as of right now on the global side, the GT one is definitely the hardest one. But because we also have your type advantage against Goku in the legendary GT Goku event, I would say here that Gogeta is much better than Vegeta here. Now, on top of that, what's actually pretty good is that his super attack is a 2-for-1. So he is raising defense for 1 turn, but on top of that, he is also lowering the enemy's attack and defense. So not even for himself, but for the other characters in your team, you can probably make them much safer, because again, he is going to be lowering the attack here. So when you consider super battle, and this guy gets a double super attack, like, he's actually really helping out the other teammates, because again, he is also lowering the attack, and also he is raising defense here as well. So really, in my opinion, just because of that, how Gogeta does help out the other characters and also could dodge super attacks and also normal attacks, is exactly why I put him above here Vegeta, just because again, he's just much more versatile compared to Vegeta. His links are going to be Golden Warrior, Super Saiyan, Prepare for Battle, Over in a Flash, Fuse Fighters, Experienced Fighters, and Fierce Battle. All very good. And then his categories are going to be the Fusion, Movie Heroes, Super Saiyan, Otherworld Warriors, Final Trump Card, Connected Hope, and Power of Revival. So again, this Gogeta is very powerful, especially if you actually link him up with another Goku. I mean, like the LR AGL Goku, Spirit Bomb Absorb Goku. Those two make a very mean rotation, because again, Goku is a nuker, and this character also has a chance to dodge, plus as well lower the attack and defense. So at their best, I would probably say here that Gogeta actually does hit harder compared to Vegeta, because again, he does lower attack and he also does as well lower defense. But again, he's also super effective with all types. So whatever attack side that you do see him at, you do have to times it by 1.5. So I would say, no, having this character hit like easily like 6.5 million is actually much easier compared to Vegeta, because Vegeta can hit very hard. But again, you do have to have your LRB pan for him to hit like probably like 10 million, right? So for that, I do have your Gogeta better than Vegeta. Alright, so now we come here to our last 2 spots here. Now these last 2, again, is going to be pretty difficult, I would say here. But I could see how people do prefer the inverse of what I'm about to say here. So at number 2, I do have here Cooler. Now Cooler is just so good. Really, you can make the argument that he is going to be number 1, but I do have this character at number 2. The reason why is because Cooler is obviously well balanced. honestly, I don't even know if I should put him as number 2 because he's that good here. Now, Cooler here, as you guys know from his super attack, he does cause immense damage to the enemy, and again, he does lower defense. His passive is attack and defense 120. Launch additional attack that has a medium chance of becoming a super attack, plus additional attack and defense plus 8% when each attack perform up to 80%. So, as you can see here, Cooler is a very strong unit, but he's also a unit that takes time to build up, and this is why I have him at number 2 here. The reason why is because I'm not a big fan of characters I do have to kind of build up, but Cooler is kind of exception here because at turn 1 he can hit for 4.3, and if he does 3 more super attacks, he can hit like in total for like probably 12 or 13 million attack stat, right? So, but again, this is going to be based on RNG, and it's also only a medium chance here. So, Cooler, I mean, overall is a very strong unit. His link skill is to be strongest clan in space, thirst for conquest, big bad bosses, shocking speed, universe most malevolent, metamorphosis in fierce battle. His categories are fantastic. He's on movie bosses, transformation boost, wicked bloodline, terrifying conquerors, targeted Goku, found trump card, space driving wars, and planetary destruction. So really, Cooler is a very good unit. Really, overall, he's a very balanced unit, both in short events and also long events. But when you compare it to Super Saiyan 4 Goku, I feel like Goku just has way more support. And also, you know, Goku hits like easily 6 million turn 1, so I don't know. I really had trouble putting him as number 2, but overall, when you take him to the God event, we take him to long events here, or even taking short events, I feel like Goku is a little bit dominant. But in long events, Cooler is by far the best EZA. He's better than Super Saiyan 4s combined together, just because that 3 super attack is just really, really powerful. So, but I would say in short events, Goku definitely has the higher pie. Or the higher like stats here, but again, Cooler, I would say, like, you know, he's really up there compared to Goku. Again, if you have Goku as number 1, I would definitely understand. I mean, as number 2, I definitely understand here, but Cooler, in my opinion, I would definitely have him as number 2. Yeah, it's very like Goku just has way more support here, so yeah, I definitely have here Cooler as number 2 here. And then number 1, of course, here we're going to have your Goku. Now, Super Saiyan 4 Goku is just, you know, he's just so strong, so dominant. Really, he's, like, really well balanced, I would say here. Oh, actually, the reason why I also have him as number 1 is going to be in his passive here. So, his super attack is going to be greatly raise attack for 1 turn, causing immense damage to the enemy, and greatly lower defense. Also raises defense by 30% for 6 turns. His passive is going to be attack plus 150. Defense 120. Then he has an additional attack plus 40% when performing a super attack, and he also has a medium chance of evading enemy super attack and countering with tremendous power. Now, this is exactly where I would put Goku over Cooler, because both units are both very fantastic. But the thing is that after the super attack, there's almost nothing in the game that could really hurt them, because Goku, after he super attacks, you know, you are taking double figures from a normal attack, and the only really thing that can really hurt you is going to be a super attack. Now, this is where Goku has an advantage, is that he does have a chance here to dodge a super attack. Our Cooler, unfortunately, you know, he's not able to dodge attack unless you have a level 3 dodge in your character. But the fact that Goku can dodge a super attack and counter with tremendous power is what I believe is going to take over Cooler, because again, when his Goku is fully built up with his defense, there's nothing in the game that can really hurt him except a super attack. But again, Goku does have a 30% chance to counter that. So again, really, that's what really kind of took over Cooler, is that he is able to dodge super attacks and counter. Also, that I would say is that his links are much better compared to Cooler, because he does have Super Saiyan, he has Saiyan Roar, Prepare for Battle, Shocking Speed, Kamehameha, GT, and Fierce Battle. But also the support that he has here because of the Kamehameha team, how strong it is. I would say here that Goku has much more support over Cooler, right? So, again, that's going to be my list here. Hopefully the video was not too long here, but that's going to be my list for the mono leads for the 120 for the EZAs. I definitely have your Goku's number 1, Cooler number 2, but if you have the opposite, I can definitely understand here. But let me know down below, let me know your list, let me know what you have at your number 1 spot here. Do you guys agree? Do you guys disagree with the list? I'm going to be very, very curious. But if you guys enjoyed, make sure to hit like button, sub for more videos, comment down below, and hopefully I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace!